Hello, everybody. Hello, we're back. We are gonna continue with game engine and the Tic-Tac-Toe game. All right. The server side is quite alright in terms of documentation and also implementation. What we can do is work on the client. Request. There are a few things I could remove right now. For example, in code requests, it's removed for now. So this can go to here directly. So like this. All right, let's keep it consistent like this. So this is removed, and in the other thread, the decode response, I can also remove for now, just in order to keep it clean. So like this, I believe. Yeah, exactly. The code response I can remove, and code request I can remove. So this and this. Yeah. All right, bit more clean. See thread, send thread. These are the definitions. Right, I don't really need these here, but I'll leave them. Maybe. All right. So I think that's good for now. Let's compare it to the server. Oops, this. Right, so the server has And requests and requests. Main. I can add the main here. Main client loop. All right. This is not the client. Does this say client? Yeah, because this is the client. Am I looking at the client? Yeah, of course, because it's done. Right, so this is left to be called main, and then in the client there are several methods, and the methods are the init method. That's fine. Receive response. Do we have receive response anywhere? Receive response. All right, and then add response. Okay, and then requests and hand responses. That's okay. I could get these down here. Right. All right. So receive response and send requests. Send request, okay, and add request, and request, add response, okay, get requests, okay, add response, all right, get response, it's here, then the start and the stop. I can just have them on the site. This seems right. This is not updating. Why isn't it updating? Of course. All right, let's have it like this. And now well, these are a bit similar, and it would be nice, I think, to to have them separate, but for now let's run with this. All right, this is implemented and it should work. So now if I try to test them, ideally should get some results. So this should run okay, and this if right main loop, and the main loop will be sure and that's not okay, or like yeah, but okay, so main client loop, this should get the response. Okay, we're missing something. We're missing these main client loop. Don't have this method, and this method is crucial. So and now we have to process the response. So we also need this method. Is a response, and this is not the right type. So the right type is this one, I'd say. Right. And now needs to get the self game client dot update UI. Game client event to request response. That makes sense. So this has the update UI method, and we should use it here. And like this, right? And I suppose we also need to add a game client. Game client.start. No, that's not right. Okay. So we have the game client update UI, and in update UI, it needs to call some input. It needs to have some input. So let's say event, raw event. And we'll add a dummy event. And then this event should be converted from a raw event to event, and then passed to event to request. And it should be returned, I'm assuming. So all right. Maybe this should be in a list, maybe not. Doesn't matter for now. So we need the method. Okay. Now a request. No request, I said. We're not using request here. So this. So it's the same, like so. Like so. And this. All right. Event to requests. Let's say, yeah, return event for now. So the response, date UI with a response. So this response needs to generate some events. So yeah, in order to update the UI, should be JSON dot yes. And that's not right. Then have the events. And apply the events. For example, for now, let's leave it like this. And we go down to here, main loop. Will be, I don't know. Right, so for sure, for starters, I need to create a game client. Game client. Does the game client accept something, anything? No. And then I need to pass it to the client. All right, and then in the client itself, I need to pass so in the client there is main client loop, get the response. So in main client loop, get response, process response, and in process response, I need to update the UI, which will generate events. All right, so events, or actually, this is the client, so this should be responses, or requests, in fact. All right, events, but do we here we convert request to event, then process the event which returns a response. We'll do the same here. Process events, event to request. This should be event to response rather, but we can fix that later. Event to request generates a request, and this is inside the game client. Yeah, okay, so that's it then. And it's used inside the update UI, so we don't need to use it here. And it directly returns response request, sorry. And so, and it returns how many? Yeah, that's not right. A single event. And a response to events. So response to events, and then all right. We could go like this, and then this, and then what was this actually? Yeah. And then actually print the event first, or maybe pretty print. All right, let's just print the event, and afterwards convert the event to a request and return the request, but that's not right. What is right is to create a list and then that's better. And now just add an interrupt here with simple input to do nothing but freeze this thread. And yeah, so this returns requests, and for like this. This will add the requests to the list of requests, and then the client will send them. Right. All right. And what's only left to be done is to call the main client loop here. Or if we have a start, right, so start with this, and it should be running always, I think. Okay, like while self-running, while self-response, yes. Right, and then process the response, and yeah, that's, I think, it. And we don't need this anymore, I believe. And yeah, in client, that's okay. All right then. Maybe it's better to pass the game client to the start function or something, but it also doesn't really make sense. But let's try some communication between the client and the server. All right, server. That's quite a big assumption that everything will work. Yeah, okay. All right, we are running. Server is okay, and then the clients. Fingers crossed. What will fail? Something's gotta fail right now. Nothing's failing, which is a bit weird. Of course. Yeah, of course it's weird. I've never... I never put a message to begin with. So let's stop the client. And then incline loop, response, process response, and then date UI, and then I need to input something, right? Alright, something's wrong. Something's definitely wrong here. Please, is this .NET framework? No, this is not .NET framework. I am programming some stuff with Python, and I'm trying to create a game engine, even though I don't know how they really work. I just read some stuff and work with some engines, but yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Also, additionally, there's the Tic-Tac-Toe game, or X's and O's game, and I am trying to also develop it, thinking that it will help me to make a somewhat successful game engine. Oh, that's nice. You're trying to make your own game engine? Yeah, indeed. Indeed. And I'm trying to make my own game engine and see what happens. And ideally, I would get a lot of know-how, or some know-how and knowledge on game engines from people that know how they're made, and yeah, or some other knowledge, of course. Alright, so I got no responses here. That's the issue, because if I go here, it will just break. Yeah, that's it. So let me add a message. For example, let's see if this works. Actually, this is a response. I need responses. Or ideally in the initializer, or actually here, main client loop, I need to, yeah, what I need to do is add, I need to add a request. So let me show request equals method starts, for example, and then sub.add request, initial request. Let's see what happens. I can get something from here. I could totally breakpoint here and run the client again and see what happens. Actually, nope, I forgot to delete this. So run the client again. Something's been sent with that previous run or this one. Maybe what has been sent? Start, body, sender, client, arbiter. Is your game engine going to be 2D, 3D, or both? Ideally both, of course. Yeah. The idea is my idea. That's the Utopia idea. I think would be to have a game engine that is so diverse that can accept any objects, any classes that will deal with, to start with, the UI or the the client or the server, or whether it's online multiplayer or offline multiplayer or just a single player. This would be great. So yeah, and speaking of UI, if it's possible for the UI to be a different class every time, every time a new developer tries to make a new game, it should be able to have 2D and 3D as well. I don't know if that makes sense. All right, this sends the message. I'm sending the message, but what's happening then? It's a handle request. It doesn't handle the requests. Okay, thanks for the brief info. That's a really great project you have there. Don't you think you might need helping hands for such a large project, or you aren't time constrained? I'm not sure I got that last one, but yeah, of course, it's indeed looks like potentially a big project. Yeah, so who knows in future if it looks like something promising and people are interested in it. I would like to collaborate with other developers so we could exchange knowledge and know-how and best practices and whatever. Is Python good for competitive programming or C++? I'm not sure what competitive programming means. If it means to compete in some kind of like competitions, science competitions or whatever, I used Python for computer mathematics competition, and it does okay. I mean, I got a bronze medal, so it works. I haven't tried it with C++ though. and can't compare. But yeah, we all know that C++ is way quicker as in processing. And of course, I want to mention again that I'm not sure that what I addressed is considered as competitive programming. But yeah, for that previous question, I think I got you for that time constraint thing. Yeah, I'm not bound in time for this project. Code with Umair asks or says, is it a good practice to use type hints in Python? Yeah, I find it to be a very good practice. For it helps me because when I import something from, for example, a method or a class for yeah, from a library or some kind of package, if it's well enough type hinted, I know what it accepts, what type of parameters it accepts, and what it will return if it's a method, or likewise for the classes, for every attribute of the class and every method of the class, what it accepts and what it returns. So it helps a lot. And otherwise, if it weren't for the type hints there, I would have instead go to the documentation of that class or method and check on the operations in that method and the logic of the class to understand and kind of guess sometimes if it's working with strings or integers or some other more complex type or a custom type, I would rather say. So yeah, it helps me a lot. But yeah, type hints is for me is a way to tell the next developer that will work on this project or will use your piece of code what a part of this code is used to do, and what has and how you can use it as the next developer in line. I hope that makes sense. Speaking of, I would have loved to collaborate with you on this project as I myself tried making my own game engine a few years back, but I quickly abandoned the project due to unrelated reasons. I'm a C Sharp developer, by the way. Yeah, great. Great to hear that. Great to hear that. For sure I am looking forward to work with other developers as I would be able to learn some stuff, and I would love to to be able to help others if that's the case, and if I can. So yeah, why not? I am a Python developer rather, but yeah, I am sure that such a project can be done in C Sharp as well, or any other programming language. All right. All right. So why isn't this working? I'm not sure. Handle request and it never enters this method, but this is overwritten, so it should enter here, but it doesn't, and it doesn't because it uses gather, I think. Right, so let's here and the server, so stop the client, restart the server. It receives a request. Why doesn't it? All right, let's check here. Stop the client. All right, we got a breakpoint. Right. This is logged. This is what I'm seeing in the terminal here, right? Yeah. And then append, and yeah, whatever. Why doesn't this ever hit this breakpoint? This is kind of weird. Maybe this should not be async. That's very weird. But we'll see. We'll look at this next time. I need to rest on this and think a bit more. So thanks guys for the conversations, and we'll see each other next time. Bye bye.